Hey, what is up you guys, Zero here. Welcome back to yet another Lorcana video. Today I have yet some more gameplay for you guys. We are playing Blurple as per usual. Today we are facing off against Ruby Sapphire. One of our harder matchups I feel, so something I really want to get practice in. We are still running our same list, and so is our Ruby Sapphire opponent from our first video from this set. And yeah, let us see if we can take this matchup on. Let us see if we can get that dub. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I push out this content as often as I can. Follow me on my socials. We got Twitter, we got Instagram. I try and keep you guys updated outside of my videos there. But yeah, with that all being said, let us jump into game one. Let us jump into our first starting hand and mulligan. Looking at our hand, I like some of what we see. We have our 1-drop in Turnbox Followers. We have a Tipo to ramp if we would like. I'm going to be keeping Genie along with these 2 cards, as well as a Fox, because you know, it never hurts to have a Fox. I just feel like we have to go kind of fast against Red Blue, hope that the Genie sticks, get some lore early, and see where we go from there. Throwing back the other cards, we find yet another Fox, we find a Diablo, and we find a Friends. Nice to have another option for a 1-drop. Nice to have Friends in case we need to find some more resources later in the game. So yeah, not too bad. Let us jump into it. Alright, so starting strong, we go ahead, ink one of our extra Foxes, get that Diablo on the field. We opt for that instead of the Followers this game. And yeah, our opponent gets a Popsicle. Turn 2, we get our Tipo. We don't find a sale, so we're just going to Tipo ink a mystery card, get on the field. And our opponent is going to ink to 2 and pass. Luckily for us, it is a good sign that he misses his turn 2 play. But yeah, we're going to head quest out, play out our Genie. This is what we're trying to win with, but of course our opponent has Brawl. Should be expected, but at least we're kind of slowing him down. He did not have a turn 2 play, so he did not ramp. Kind of a good sign. We do find a Sail on our next turn, so let's go ahead, sail the Azurite Sea. We quest out again since our opponent is still not quite there yet. We go ahead, ink a Cogsworth, and I just play out a Fox because I wanted to bounce the Tipo back to use it for ink. I want to keep all the other cards in our hand. But yeah, our opponent finds a HIRAMS, so he starts getting card draw in. Hopefully we find an answer to this. But right now we get that Friends sung that we had from our starting hand. Want to keep our resources good and healthy because once our opponent starts board wiping and all that jazz, it's going to start being a problem. But yeah, we play out an Alice. Hopefully this does some work for us. She has wards, so not like our opponent can remove it. Get a Snake on board, get the Diablo back on board, and our opponent is going to sing. How far I'll go with HIRAMS, use his Maui to take out our Fox with Rush. He has 4 damage on him now though, so hopefully we can resolve that quickly. I go ahead, ink a Goat, and here we are going to play an Elsa. And I think about this here for quite a bit before I use her to run into Maui. I just had to get rid of Maui, didn't really want to get rid of anything else. Everything else is exuding a good amount of pressure, I feel. Maybe there was an argument to running Snake into the Maui instead. That definitely could have been an option to think about. But yeah, we are at 11 now. Our opponent is ramping though. He plays How Far I'll Go again with his HIRAMS. He sings it. I guess a Tipo out as well. So we either have to step on the gas here and win the game before this gets too late, or find a way to win even when it is late. But yeah, he plays a Vitalisphere to rush his Tipo into our Snake. Just get rid of a threat, I guess. But yeah, we find a Genie, so we're gonna go ahead, go with Genie. I think I make a mistake here. So I go with Alice. I use her ability to give ward to Genie, and then I quest out. I use Snake to bounce to Alice. I don't know if I should do that, so I lose out on a lore because I don't use Alice's ability on Diablo to give him the lore and the ward, and I'm just kind of banking on him not having a Sisu here, and he does. So I think pass once he has the enough ink to play Sisu or the like, then I shouldn't bother like that. I should just go for the lore instead. So yeah, if the one lore comes to bite us back, we deserve it. But yeah, I go ahead for Hades, remove the threat, and Hiram is still on board, unfortunately, really getting some value here. Luckily, not too many items to pitch for a draw. He's been singing How Far I'll Go a lot though, so that's still value. And Maui Shark comes down now. And this card's kind of a problem. I don't quite know how to deal with it. Another Maui comes down as well, takes out our snake. But besides the spot removal, like hitting it with Let It Go, hitting it with Hades, we don't really have a way to get rid of it. So that is something we're going to have to keep in mind. I go ahead and quest here with Hades, and we go for Elsa. So luckily for us, Elsa here, I choose both Mauis to exert because I don't want anything to challenge Hades. Especially I don't want Shark because I don't want him to get some of his actions back. But it forces a Be Prepared, which I don't hate too much here, just because we're at 17 lore. Hopefully we can find the end here. But also he got rid of the Maui Shark for us, which we didn't really have quite an answer yet. And we do have an Elsa here, so the human Sisu he plays after the Be Prepared, we have an answer to get rid of it. We also have the Alice, we bounce back, so we go ahead and play that as well. Hope we don't get Sisu'd again. Our opponent does have Brawl, that will take care of Elsa, but our Alice has wards, so she sticks around. Pretty good for us. I go for another Genie. Now I got to protect him again with Alice here, and hopefully this one sticks, unless he Sisu's us again or something of the like. But I just play a Crab just in case that is what happens, because Crab, since there's no ice block in the field, I should be able to survive a Sisu. But yeah, our opponent goes for Hiram to look for more cards, and he sails to look for more cards, but I don't think he finds an answer here. Yeah, he does not. So that is a win for us in the first game. We managed to go fast enough. I think the Alice's contributed quite a bit, but yeah, first win, not too bad. Going to one of our tough matchups. Let us go and have a look at game 2 now. So looking into the mulligan for game 2 here, we're going to be on the draw. We see a lot of good stuff. We see a sail, so we have our ramp. We see our 1-drop in Diablo. We see a Genie again. I think that worked out for us last time. We're going to try and keep it again. Snake, we're going to keep. Crab, I decide to keep. So these are the 5 cards I decide to keep. Not sure about the Crab into red-blue. Maybe that would have been fine to throw back. But I'm just, out of habit. I have a Diablo. I like to crab it. Hopefully, maybe a Tipo comes up and we can run it into that. So yeah, maybe not a bad keep, but that can definitely be questioned. We're gonna throw back the Bell in the Hades, and we find another Bell. So the Bell replaces herself, and we find Box Followers instead of Hades. So not too bad. We have options for 1-drops again, and yeah, let us see how game 2 pans out. Alright, so on the draw this time, our opponent inks a Vision. He gets a Popsicle out. We're going to ink that Bell that came back into our hand and go for one of our 1-drops. We go for Followers this time. I'm changing it up for some reason. Apparently I changed my mind from Diablo, but my opponent does get the Sail this time, so does not bode well. He inks another card and passes back to us. We go for the 1 lore for free from the Box Followers, and we go ahead for our own Sail. And yeah, since we do have the 1-drop, we do have an extra Diablo, but yeah, since we have that, we're gonna go for Sail instead of Tipo. Don't remember if I had a Tipo in hand, but yeah, for 4, my opponent is gonna just hard cast How Far I'll Go. I think this, it kind of bodes well for us that he didn't have Hiram or Grandma, some other 4-drop that could sing it next time. But still, he is ramping. He ramps faster since he doesn't use a turn there. So something we have to definitely keep in mind. I go for the Genie as we did before, but since he ramped that extra turn, he gets half Shark on this next turn on 6. And we already kind of talked about what a problem this is, and it's kind of showing it. We had our Genie out, but he half Shark kind of laughs in the face of it. I think I make a mistake here. I kind of decide, well, okay, I don't want to quest Genie because I don't want the Shark to just take it for free. But now it's like, do I care if he gets one of his actions back? Maybe not. I want the lore. I quest a Diablo out, so I get a draw too. I think think that's a mistake, but because now he gets to sail, he can just use it for ink. He didn't really have to think too much about what to ink there. I should probably just stayed back until I found a way to deal with this half shark. But yeah, we get Medusa'd onto Genie because yeah, my opponent is very high on ink right now. But yeah, we're gonna Elsa the Medusa just so that the goat we played can challenge it. We're not feeling really good here. My opponent is up enough to get Sisu now. He's really accelerating super fast, and we're kind of struggling to keep up here. We get a Genie out and also an Alice. Not looking too great. I'm kind of desperate here. A second Sisu does not bode well for us here. We're gonna lose both of our characters again. And an empty board, looking at Maui Half Shark and 2 Sisus. Oh, this might be a little rough. We do finally find a Let It Go, get rid of the Half Shark at least. One less thing to worry about. We do have the other Alice that we're gonna play out. This is the game where we kind of think like, okay, it's because I am testing Alice's in this deck. Testing it, I took the 2 rabbits that we had out. So looking at this, it was like I would much prefer rabbits here versus Alice. But yeah, our opponent plays out a dime, goes for questing with 2 Sisus, and we're gonna have to find a way to deal with this. Crab into our Alice to take care of the Sisu here. Fox the crab, take out the other Sisu. So at least we have that dealt with, but we're still really behind. We are 7 lore to 11. Our opponent goes ahead and uses the dime before pitching it with Hiram. Very interesting choice. He must have really wanted to look for more cards in hand. Does find a Tamatoa, does find a Popsicle and a Vitalis Spheres, so pretty good. Maybe that dime pitch was worth it. I mean, I would have preferred having Tamatoa with a dime, but of course we're gonna Hades that Tamatoa, just solidify that right now. But still, this Hiram on board is gonna continue to be a problem. My opponent's gonna find a Maleficent Dragon to take our Hades out, and just gonna add another little Sisu insult to injury there. And yeah, I don't think we can find anything here. Feels pretty lost, so I decided to scoop it up. Hopefully game 3 goes better for us when we get on the play again. So looking at our game 3 hand and mulligan, we are 1-1, tied right now, trying to go and eke out a victory here on game 3. We are going first, which is good news. We find a pretty good hand again. We find Sail, we find Diablo, Genie, another Diablo. We kind of want to keep all that. I opt to keep a goat here as well. And I think my mentality here was I really didn't like last game how Genie just kind of got dealt with. Hopefully goat is harder to deal with 4 strength, so we might play it out instead, depending on what we see. We're going to throw the bell back, we're going to throw the Elsa back, and we find a Fox and Genie. Could be better, but not a hand I would complain about. We have 2 1-drops, Sail, and 4 drop to follow. So yeah, we just gotta hope that we can eke this out right here, right now. So here we go. Game 3 for all the marbles. Let's see who takes it today. We are going to be inking Fox, bring out our Diablo. Our opponent inks Tamatoa for a Popsicle. Very standard, these Popsicles. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and sail the Azurite Sea. Gonna look for some more. Gonna go ahead and quest to the Diablo. Play the Chernobyls. I don't know if I had a rhyme or reason for why I'm playing the 1-drops in the order I am, but I've changed it up all 3 games now. Our opponent finds Tipo, not a Sail, but a Tipo gets to be placed on board here. For 4 here, we play out our Genie. I know we were considering Goat, but we end up inking it. We did draw an extra Genie in our starting hand, so that's too many uninkables. We opt to ink the Goat instead for the Genie. But yeah, my opponent finds Hiram. He's going to use his Tipo to take out our followers. I think maybe I should have used Followers Effect here. I think during these games, I think in the last game too, I was kind of too conservative with popping Followers, and I do learn from that later on. But since the Genie got to stay, I'm going to try and push it a little bit here. I'm going to play out another Genie as I quest out here. Hopefully they can stay still, just because my opponent still does not have Sisu ink, so we won't get Sisu'd at least for now. But yeah, my opponent Popsicles. He's gonna sing How Far I'll Go with Hiram though, instead of drawing, and he's going to ink and play another How Far I'll Go. So he's ramping super hard here. I think he's trying to get the Sisu ink or something. So Yeah, maybe, you know, he didn't have answers to genies and he's really looking for it. And he played through how far ago, so there's a high chance he got it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, bounce one of the genies after we go ahead and quest out. And with a crab being played, I do finally get to get rid of this Hiram. This one's not going to be staying around as long as the one in the game before, so things are looking kind of good. Hopefully this continues. We are against red blue though, that has ramped significantly, so always a concern. Be prepared comes down here, which stinks for sure. Our board was very nice, but definitely not unaccounted for, especially after all that ramping. We get to replay that genie, a lot less safe than before though. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else to play here, and my opponent is at Maleficent Dragon Ink. Down it comes, takes out our genie. We Hades it right back, and we're going to be doing this back and forth now, see who gets to stick on the board. But yeah, on my opponent's next turn, Hiram again to draw another 2 cards. With some more ink, he's going to play an ice block. And with everything else, he gets to play a Maui Shark. Again, this Maui Shark. We already played our Hades, so hopefully we find another answer. And our answer is going to be Elsa. Going to keep these 2 exerted so that they can't challenge my Hades here where I quest out. I'm at 11 here against 0, but Ruby Sapphire, doesn't really matter what number they're at. They'll find a way. Double ice block on my Elsa so that Sisu can take it out. Board no longer in our favor. Looking kind of bad. Hopefully we can kind of just steal the win before this gets any worse. Find another Hades. I opt for Maui Shark just because that's the harder one for us to deal with. You know, we can always find a Fox for Sisu or something else to get rid of it. But yeah, we quest out. We're at 13 here. Our opponent is going to continue to use this Hiram to draw cards. Another problem. But yeah, Dragon comes down again. Double ice block on our other Hades. Gets taken out by the human Sisu. So now our entire board's gone. Not sure where we can go from here, but yeah, Sisu quest for 3, and on our turn we get our goat out. We get 1 lore, bounce it for another lore. Fox gets to take out Sisu, and yeah, hopefully that is good enough. But my opponent has quite a board here, and Blurple trying to challenge a board back. It's a little rough. It's a little rough, especially against red blue, where everything is huge and gigantic and hard to get rid of. But yeah, second Hiram comes down. My opponent is just fishing. He's just looking for something to end the game here. 5 lore to our 15. And Maui Shark comes down again. Ooh, this card. We're going to have to find a way to get rid of it. But yeah, another Sisu. My opponent is just playing all the cards he can because he knows that Blurple, we don't have board removal. So we have to deal with things one at a time anyway. That is not a concern to just flood the board. Kind of our weakness until we find a way around it. But yeah, so here's my hope. Play Elsa. Hopefully I get a bounce. I do have a goat in hand. It doesn't stay around though, so I think the writing's on the wall here. That was kind of our Hail Mary. If that also managed to stay, because I mean a lot of removal came down already. There was a chance. If that also managed to stay, hopefully we get a bounce. We go goat bounce and we may have been able to win, but looks like this one wasn't for us, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, ciao.